If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm today to get started. Hello, self-developers, and welcome to the Patrick Kelly Podcast for Self-Development, where I will be reviewing audible books on self-development that can change your life for the better this year and years to come. It is said that if we keep on doing what we always did, we will keep on getting what we always got. In other words, to change our output, we first have to change our input. Today is June 5th, 2022, and this is episode 23 of season 2. And today we'll be reviewing the audible book, Seek First to Understand, Then to Be Understood. Habit 5 of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This audible book will teach you how to seek first to understand, then to be truly understood. A Native American proverb states, "Listen or your tongue will make you deaf." Habit 5 is the habit of mutual understanding. I understand you, therefore you understand me. Listening is the foundation of effective communication, and it only takes place in an environment of trust. The more people understand one another, the more they come to trust one another. This habit has 2 parts to it. Seek first to understand, part 1, and then to be understood, part 2. Very few of us have ever been trained to listen. We are only trained to write and speak. Never listen to a person only to reply. Always listen to a person to first understand them. We cannot only focus on our needs and desires without thinking about other people's needs and desires. To understand precedes action. To understand precedes judgment. The amateur salesman sells products, while the professional salesman sells solutions.
Lesson number 1.
One of our biggest obstacles to real communication is our tendency to use our own experiences and opinions as models for other people to follow. This is known as responding from our own autobiographies. We tend to listen autobiographically when we need to listen emphatically. Emphatically means within another person's frame of reference. There are 5 levels of listening. 1. Not listen at all. 2. Pretend to listen. 3. Listen selectively. 4. Listen attentively. 5. Listen emphatically. You cannot truly understand a person until you first listen emphatically to what they are saying.
Lesson number 2.
Empathy is a form of communication. The keys to listening is with the eyes and with the heart. Do not mistake sympathy for empathy. Sympathy means you feel pity and sorrow for someone's misfortune. Empathy means the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. The one who listens does the most work, not the one who speaks. When you feel that someone is not understanding what you are telling them, restate it so they can better understand you. If you feel you are not understanding what another person is telling you, then restate what they told you to make sure you are comprehending what they told you.
Lesson number 3.
Empathic listening is both an attitude as well as a skill. If we only get good at the skill but don't sincerely want to understand, then the skill will feel manipulative and will backfire on us. To really listen emphatically, we must do it with our heart and with our eyes and with our ears, because most communication is nonverbal. We listen for understanding, and we generally care about what the person is both saying and feeling. To listen emphatically is to listen with the heart and with the eyes. The word heart also contains the word ear. The word heart also contains the word hear and art. And over time, this skill, this attitude will become an art.
Lesson number 4.
A habit is the intersection between knowledge, skill, and desire. Knowledge is understanding what to do and why to do it. Skill is knowing how to do it. And desire is the motivation, the wanting to do it. When you learn how to listen with empathy, you can see the dramatic results in communication. Learning to listen with empathy is like peeling an onion until you finally get to the inner core. When people feel that you are listening with empathy, the more they want to open up to you, so you can really know what is going on. So you can then give the person you are speaking to a proper solution to their problem. Closing thoughts. On a scale of 1 to 5, I would give this audible book an honorable 5 for providing 4 lessons on how to seek first to understand, then to be understood. To find out more about this audible book, go to www.audible.com and download this audible book, or go to www.franklincovey.com to find out more information and other books written by the author. Remember to hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform so you do not miss an episode. And also remember to please share this episode via text or email with friends and family and other people that you care about. Follow me on Twitter at Kelly Podcast or Instagram at Patrick Kelly Podcast. For more episodes of the Patrick Kelly Podcast for self-development, go to www.thepatrickkellypodcast.com. If you would like to donate $1 or more to the support of this podcast, click the donate button at www.thepatrickkellypodcast.com or go to $Patrick Kelly Podcast on Cash App, and I'll be sure to thank you on the next episode. This is the end of this podcast for today. Tune in next week Sunday for the next episode and the next audible book of over 300 books that I'll be reviewing on the Patrick Kelly Podcast for self-development. If you enjoyed this podcast, take a moment to rate and review on Apple Podcasts. This really helps me out. Feel free to share this podcast with someone you care about. And remember, your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. Take care.